Hi guys, welcome to Dr. AI YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to talk about radius. So this radius bone is also consists with three major parts as the upper end shaft and the lower end. So first we will take a look at the upper end. So here the head of radius, and there are two diagrams according to the anterior and posterior view. So you can see here the head of the radius. This is a disc-shaped head and it is superiorly concave. That means this head is concave superiorly. To the superior side, this is concave. And this articulates with the capitulum of humerus. So this is disc-shaped and concave superiorly. And this articulates with the capitulum of humerus. So now let's talk about the shaft. In the shaft, there are three borders as anterior border, posterior border and the medial border. Here you can see the medial border, and this medial border is the sharpest one. And it presents the radial tuberosity close to the neck. Here you can see the radial tuberosity. It is present in this medial border closer to the upper end. And this is the anterior border. It extends from anterior margin of radial tuberosity to the styloid process. And the posterior border is a mirror image of anterior border. So this is the posterior border. So now we will talk about the lower end of the radius. In lower end, there are four surfaces as posterior surface, medial surface, lateral surface and inferior surface. So posterior surface can be seen from the posterior view of the radius. So in the posterior surface, there are four grooves for the extensor tendons, and the dorsal tubercle is also present in this posterior surface. Here you can see the dorsal tubercle. And in the medial surface, there's the ulnar notch for head of ulna. This is the ulnar notch. So it is the medial surface. And in the lateral surface, there's the styloid process. Here the styloid process is present, and it is present in the lateral surface. So I'll explain the four surfaces again. This surface is the dorsal surface, and this surface is the medial surface, and this surface is the lateral surface. So here also, this is the styloid. That means the lateral, and the medial surface is right here, and the inferior surface, that means the surface from the below, it is the area for scaphoid and lunate. That means it is the surface for carpals. So this is the inferior surface. So that's all about the radius. And I'll give a brief idea again. So radius is consists with three major parts as the upper end, lower end and the shaft. Upper end is consists with head and the neck. And the shaft is consists with three borders as medial border, posterior border and anterior border. In the medial border, the radial tuberosity is present and it is the sharpest one. And also here the posterior border, and this is the anterior border. In here you can see the posterior border also. And when we talk about the lower end, it has four surfaces: dorsal, lateral, medial and inferior. So the dorsal tubercle is present in this posterior surface, and the styloid process is present in the lateral surface, and the ulnar notch is present in the medial surface, and inferior surface area for scaphoid and leonine. Dorsal is same as the posterior. So that's all about radius bone. So thank you guys.